night. We played at a place called Riverbend. That was just around the corner from the Broken Oar back in those days, and Monaco's and McHenry, and the Dark Crystal Lounge in Crystal Lake, and Neighborhood Inn, all of those places. It was sort of like, I remember it was like a rotating, and back in those days you played Friday and Saturday. Risk with Joey and his brother Sam. I remember it seemed like we were following them around everywhere we played. And they were really good.
Great
they
musician.
were a really good band back then.
Oh yeah, they were incredible.
Yeah, they did good. They packed places and all that stuff.
I found a cassette tape from 1990. It was from a local band.
It's not the guy.
No. So I find this cassette tape with this band called Fugitive, and it says on there, and it's in the thank you thing. So these guys were local from Carpentersville, and it says on there, thanks to Joey DeMarco. And I was like, wow, man, like that's from the late 80s, early 90s. Like that's so cool that he's been doing this for so long.
Yep.
I just think that's cool.
He's great.
Yeah, and I get all excited. I'm like, wait, we got Joey DeMarco? No shit.
So
How
the
hell can there be two Joey DeMarcos?
Quick funny story. I went looking for Joey DeMarco to say, hey, I found this cassette tape from 1990, right? And I don't look really closely. And I write to Joey DeMarco on Facebook, and Joey DeMarco writes back, and he says, my name is Joey DeMarco, but I'm a musician in Canada. So we start talking, and we've got him booked for the show. He's a really talented musician from Canada. So, yes, we have Joey DeMarco on the show. No, it's not the one you want. Yes, I'm working on it.
So, Beth, we got you today, and you got us Rob Stepen.
Yeah.
Why did we got Rob coming back again? He must have something special to tell us. What is it, Beth?
It's just, and Bongo Mike can tell it too. Like, there's so much coming up. Like, Bongo Mike, we get to see you on the news on the 26th.
9:45 a.m. on Channel 2. Am I right? Am I right about that, Rob?
Yep.
Yeah. Keep on going, buddy.
And that's a
Or as Churchill said.
We were supposed to be on last month. Jackie Kostek got sick, and so did the producer. And we found out the day of that wasn't going to happen. So now it's going to happen on the 26th, which is actually right before we do the gig at the Epiphany Center. So
right.
Timing's good.
Who here has been to the Epiphany Center?
I have not.
Me.
It looks stunning.
So
It is.
So yeah, and Rob knows my story on this. So there's a couple venues in there, right? So in the summer they'll have people who play out on the lawn, little acoustic duos. They've got a big stage. It's a renovated church. So they've renovated this church and they've turned it into this concert venue. So you got a picture that the stage where the priest would normally be doing his sermons and whatever is all
incantations.
That's a stage. All the pews, all the seats, all that's been torn out. So it's a wide open, very, very, very cool venue. And then they have a venue that's upstairs in an attic. So there's three venues. Yeah, trust me.
Welcome to Epiphany. Hi, I'm Mike Jeffers, Director of Entertainment and Programming here at the Epiphany Center for the Arts. We're a 42,000 square foot art, entertainment, and event space located in the West Loop of Chicago, featuring 4 live music venues complete with state-of-the-art sound and lighting and a full live stream platform. Epiphany Hall, our premier performance venue, the former Church of the Epiphany from 1885, features historic architecture, state-of-the-art sound and lights, and it's one of the most incredible spaces to see live performance in Chicago. Just upstairs from Epiphany Hall is one of our most intimate performance spaces, the Sanctuary, complete with 25-foot vaulted ceilings, seating for up to 100 cabaret style. It offers listeners an acoustical experience that they cannot get anywhere else. Jazz, blues, Latin, singer-songwriter, acoustic music is perfect for this venue, and we hope to have you experience it at some point in the future. Nestled on the lower level of Epiphany Hall, music fans are offered a one-of-a-kind atmosphere that blends history with modern music in the catacombs. Complete with a D&B speaker hang, state-of-the-art LED lights, and a VIP room. The Catacombs offers you a vibe like nowhere else in Chicago. The Guild Room, one of our 4 performance venues, and also one of our 8 art galleries here at Epiphany Center for the Arts, will be a host to chamber music performances, magic, comedy, and poetry. Don't forget to stop in before or after any show at Epiphany for a cocktail or a light bite in our cafe bar, and, weather permitting, on our terrace or even in our courtyard. We look forward to welcoming you here at Epiphany with the hopes that you'll cross our threshold and have your own artistic epiphany.
I know all about it. Three
What do you think of-
venues within the church.
What do you think about the acoustics there?
Wow, it's incredible. I mean, it's if you're playing in that main hall, it's acoustically perfect, right? It was meant for a priest to do sermons and stuff.
Wow, beautiful.
Acoustically, it's incredible. I was introduced to the Epiphany Center a couple of years ago when my guitar coach, Pat Fleming, was playing in a band called Bad Sneakers, the Bad Sneakers Orchestra, which is a Steely Dan tribute band. And I couldn't believe, I was blown away by the lighting, by the acoustics. I mean, it's just incredible. The hall holds about 1,000 people. Now we are going to have VIP areas for tables, and we're also going to have people that want to dance and stand and all that stuff. We're raising money for Thresholds, which is another charity that Mike and I really, gravitated toward, because they raise donations for people that need, help with mental illness, let's say, or they need housing, or they need substance use, help. And so this organization is huge. They have around 1,500 employees. I mean, they're massive, and they go out and they really help the community in a big way. And so, when you think about the types of people that they helped last year only, they helped over 13,000 people. That's a lot.
Wow.
And so when Mike and I get a chance to do it, and Rosie, we got to get you on like to guest on a song or something at one of the gigs that we play at, and Mike and I will, we'll figure it out. And Pete, if you can, you can figure out a way to double bass things or something like that. We may have to get you.
I gotta go to YouTube and learn some more bass.
Okay, well, maybe cowbell. How about like a cowbell? We'll do a song. We do. We're an American band. You can play cowbell during that.
Okay.
That's
So,
no, that's mine.
oh, well, no. Beth.
That's mine.
Beth has a different role. Beth actually helps with the charity. She does the 50-50 tickets. She's bopping around the crowd in the audience. She raises a lot of money. And the company that I work for, Insperity, will match dollar for dollar on any donations that we have. So we have the 50-50 raffle. We have the ticket sales. So a portion of the ticket sales go to the charity. A portion of the album sales, which I know you guys saw before, but portion of this album goes to the charity, as well as the merchandise. So you see the Generations merchandise, and Bongo has his shirt, so you see him in sporting a Generations t-shirt.
Can we do like some kind of like, I mean, I know your script is set for like your in between, but can we give Hogpod a shout out somehow from the?
That's a great. You know what? That's a great idea. Why don't we do this? What do you guys think of?
It.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we have the band sign this, and anybody that comes up to Beth at the gig and says, "Hey, I heard you have a promo called Hogpod, and you do this for your podcast." They will get a free Generation signed album, and they'll get a chance to meet and greet with the band. What do you think of that idea?
Hey!
I love that.
Well,
I love that.
It was so good that what happened to
Wheels are
Rhodes?
turning.
This is
Hey.
great. So code word is Hogpod,
Yes.
and if
Code
they come
word
up
is
to me,
Hogpod, and they come to you. They have to come to you, Beth, and they have to say, I saw the podcast, so we got to like get this on the air pretty quickly, if that's okay, guys. And I saw the podcast. I have one word for you, Hogpod, and you bring them to this area where Mike and I will be, and the rest of the band will be, and we'll sign an album for them.
I love it.
All right.
I love it. That's really
That way-
generous. Thank you, Rob.
Rob,
you.
thank you very much. And I will get working on editing that part out wherever this was in the show.
I can't wait for random strangers to run up to me. I can't wait for strangers to run up to me and just yell, Hogpod!
It's going to happen, Beth. It's going to happen.
This is a signed album that is actually in a nice frame with signatures from the band.
I love it. It's a great album too.
That's genius.
Yeah.
That is so cool. So Hogpod is the word.
Hogpod's the word. Well, I mean, unless Pete doesn't want it to be Hogpod. I just thought of that just now, but I don't know. Promote you guys.
I say Hogpod is the word. Give me a stack of albums. I'm gonna need a stack of albums.
Well, I'll get you a stack of albums. We'll have some Sharpies, some like silver Sharpies that Mike and I can sign and the other members of the band can sign. That'd be great,
We'll promote it on Facebook too.
Okay.
We'll promote it ahead of time on Facebook that the code word is Hogpod.
Right. Code word's Hogpod. You guys are going to get some awareness from this.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Oh,
okay.
We're going to increase our listenership.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea.
Double digits, baby. Come on.
Because we have the ability and the ability to do that at the Epiphany Center.
Yeah, we could do it at the Epiphany Center.
Where we have more creativity.
I think it would be hard. It'd be harder at the Arcada when we play there, only because we're the special guests of the Sons of Cream. So we can do. Let's try this out at the Epiphany Center. However, I would also recommend people come out to the Sons of Cream show at the Arcada, because that's where we're raising money for the Community Foundation of the Fox River Valley, going toward people that need food, that don't have to wait, or don't have to worry about where their next meal is going to come from. Don't have to wait on that food. And so they do a good job of that. And we're going on at 5:00 on the 8th. So Mike and I have a big weekend. The 6th, we go on, doors open at 7. We go on at 7:30. The 8th, doors open at the Arcada at 4, and we go on at 5:00.
Yeah, and that Arcada show is the redo or the reschedule from that was January 18th, right? Was they rescheduled it? Yeah.
Yep. When the Bears were playing.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just gonna ask you, Bongo Mike, to tell the audience how we got to this date, by
actually Rob was the one that did it. All I did was Rob and I were talking as we were approaching, the month of January, and I said, this is going to land on this this very important Bears game. The Bears haven't been, good in a while, and they haven't gotten to this point in the playoffs in a long time. And we thought, you could do one of two things. You could move that show up a little earlier to not compete with the game. But I think that was a little bit logistically difficult to happen. So Rob got on the phone with Ron Onesti, and that's when it was determined that it would be better to come in and open for a national touring band. And that's how we had a couple dates that were thrown out there, and this one worked for all the members of the band. So, yeah.
That'd be a great one.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
Actually, Ron was the one that suggested going with the Sons of Cream. There's a few other bands, like Mike said, but he said, hey, the fact that you guys play 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, you could just play 60s and 70s of that crowd, and you guys will shine. Yep. And so that's what we're focused on, is those 2 decades of music. And just think about this. This is a once in a lifetime experience, everyone. How many times can you think about playing with the actual sons of the original super band, the super group? Like when you thought back, early on of like who started those super groups, that it was Cream.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And so Kofi Baker is the drummer, that, his father was Ginger Baker. Malcolm Bruce was Jack Bruce's, son. And then I think it's Rob Taylor, right, Mike?
Oh
He's the
yeah.
grandnephew of Ginger Baker. So
Yeah.
you got this, you got these three guys that are playing Cream and some Blind Faith and are just crushing it. And if you've seen Facebook, you probably see a lot of Cream out there now. All of a sudden, we are flooded a month into, the gig, and they're doing a ton of promotion. They're playing all over. They're extending their tour. They play in the U.S. and they also play in the UK.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee Baker's a great drummer too. He's really good.
Yes.
Yes. So it'd be a very interesting show. And the set we have, Rob, if correct me if I'm wrong, is we are obviously focusing in on the 60s and 70s stuff. So
Yes.
we're really kind of gearing it so it matches what what their music will be from. It'd be a good pairing of two bands for sure.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. We're
Tell you
very
what,
humbled about that experience.
Yep.
I am going to be so upset if Ron Onesti is not at this show because I connected with him on Facebook.
Yeah, Ron.
I said we've nodded to each other,
Put the meatballs down.
but we've never formally met. So I told him about Hogpod. He said he'd love to do it.
Yeah,
Asked me to get in touch with his right hand
his people.
person. So which I did.
Is there let me ask you this, Beth.
Mhm.
Is there anything you want me to tell Ron when I see him this week?
I just want to meet him in person. I basically said, I'm going to be the short girl with the big platforms and the huge smile coming at ya. So I feel like he's been fairly warned,
Okay.
so I don't think we should give him any more warnings. I think it should just happen as it does. Where I just see him and go.
I'll ask him. I'll ask him if he's going to be there. I know that he gets really busy. When we played the Des Plaines Theater back last July, he was there at first, and then he was called away because Francis Ford, I think it was Francis Ford Coppola, did some type of an event at one of his places. So he got called away. So he was originally going to introduce my band, and he couldn't stick around.
Yeah.
Come on, Ron.
Busy guy.
Fingers crossed. I'm gonna meet him someday. I will find him. He cannot escape.
Well, if you get there early enough, you can hang out with Mike and I, and I'll introduce you to him. I'm sure he'll be there.
Yeah, he's usually around there, but he doesn't always do the introductions. He's done it a couple times for Soundtracks of a Generation. So that's how that was my experience with him, but he's running around, man. That's why he's got all those people that work with him,
Yeah, incredible guy.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want to take us off of Chicago too long, but there is something in the news that I don't know, I could get in trouble bringing it up, but it is music stuff that's going on. This NFL, Bad Bunny, and putting politics to the side. I get it. Okay, everybody's got their politics, but let's just talk business here. What the NFL is trying to do internationally and how they're, in my opinion, sticking it to the people that are here that are paying for tickets to see what's going on. When I say, if I'm going to spend 30 grand to go to the Super Bowl and I'm in that crowd, I don't know if you've seen the pictures of the people in the crowd, but they're singing in Spanish. They're, doing all that. When I say weird, it's weird to what we're accustomed to. And I got an open mind. I get all that stuff, but the NFL is trying to get to the next level globally. Was that the way to do it, Rob? What do you think?
Well, first off, it was a unique experience. I think the younger generations really gravitated toward that. The feedback that I'm hearing is that a lot of those younger generations loved it. And then he brings in Lady Gaga and he brought in Ricky Martin. And so I think that was an attraction. And the guy's a talented guy. Let's not kid ourselves. You know, he's got a great voice. He knows how to put on a show. He knows how to engage people. And so I think it was more of the performance. But to your point, Pete, I do believe that he, you know, look at every, you know, I think it was once a week last year, he had some, you know, some game in some country, you know, and
Yeah.
obviously, you know, England was a big part of it. So you're right. I think that he's trying to reach out and embrace those people and have it more global. And this is one area. If you know, I would hate for people to feel gypped. Obviously, 30 grand's a lot of money to pay
I'm
for
just throwing out a
anything.
number because if you
Yeah.
go there, I mean, it's a big spectacle, and
Yeah.
you're spending a lot of money. You want everything like last time I went, and I didn't pay for it. It was part of the job I had, but
Mhm.
I got to see Prince at halftime. Okay, that's
Yeah,
a
that was
fucking
it.
show. That's a fucking
That
show.
was.
I don't know
Yes.
how we didn't get
Yes.
electrocuted, all of us, but that's that's a
We
show. He's a
we
Yeah,
were
showman.
yes. Yeah.
But
we were
Well,
just
I,
talking
and I
about that
agree,
this
whether
morning.
it's Prince, whether it's the Stones, whether it's the Who, whether it's, I mean, all these bands that have Paul McCartney, you know, yeah, you're right. That is your marquee show.
But the Who
And
sucked when they did the Super Bowl. So I'm just, we
yeah,
got
they did. But
I said we
they're
bring
they're
back
not the Who.
marching bands. Bring back the marching bands. Forget these superstars. Bring back the marching bands. End of
Well, you
discussion.
you could do that with Fleetwood Mac, and they'll play Tusk.
Tusk.
You'll get a marching band coming on, and you know, then you could get your marching band, Beth.
but
Yeah.
it's almost like the music business. So, and I'll edit this out in post, right, Bongo Mike? But
No, you won't.
to get the one, to
When
get
have you,
the right there, I just did it right there,
you
Beth.
ever
But
edited in
I
post?
just did it. But
Apparently, you froze, Beth.
yeah.
Frozen
So
post.
But
yeah,
Rob, it's
frozen
like
post.
if you want to
Yes.
get the really hot band, you got to do the 4 or 5 stinkers beforehand. And not saying Bad Bunny is a bad band, but it's you have to do those type of things to blunt force to make that happen. And it seemed to me that that's what they were doing to get into South America and all that. And in the meantime, NFL's here. Their numbers, so depending on which side of the aisle that you're on, oh, their numbers are great, they're bad, whatever. All I know is that I'm a music person. I'm trying to shut that stuff out. I want to enjoy the show, and
Right.
I
I
don't
mean,
know if
I'm a music person too, but I like singing. I like Italian singers. I like, Latin singers. I like German. I love Rammstein, German singers. So I don't necessarily have to
That's a
understand the
wild crowd,
lyrics.
Beth. If you ever been to one of their shows.
Oh, I've been to Rammstein. Oh, I have been to Rammstein. It was
Yeah.
incredibly wild.
But let's get
Sometimes,
back to I
yeah.
think let's get back to Pete, because I think that he brings up a good point, you know, where if you're thinking about, like, all year round, whether you go to the Super Bowl or not, you know, there are key milestones. Number one is that halftime show. But then you're also thinking about the commercials. Like, I don't know how many years ago, and I used to work for the Quaker Oats Company, and so I knew that way back when it was like $2 million for a 30-second spot. I'm sure it's more now. But if you think about all those commercials you watched the Super Bowl, which ones stuck out in your head?
Oh, there's always a Clydesdale in it.
The Clydesdale was one of them. Yes. The Anheuser-Busch was one
The
of them.
ego, right?
with the
Yeah.
baby eagle, and then
That's another one. That's a great one. How about the Dunkin' Donuts when they had
Right.
George Costanza in there?
Yep.
And they had Tom Brady. So my point is that, you think about that is the pinnacle of sports, right? And to your point, Pete, you got to have somebody at the halftime show that crushes it. And so let's put the show last night aside. If you were to think about a band that crushes it, who would you and we can go around the room. Who would you recommend that we got as somebody that is just gonna crush it?
Oh, that's a good question. I need some time on that.
Wait, what's the event? What's the
No, the
capacity?
Super Bowl. Let's say,
Oh, Super Bowl.
next year's
pick.
Super Bowl.
You pick.
Who
Pete.
is it? Who do you
You
want to
pick
see?
Bongo, Mike.
I would like to see Carlos Santana.
Yeah.
Carlos Santana would be
But again,
good.
that's a
that's
classic
gonna piss
rock
people
act.
off.
That's a classic rock act. I mean, I could pick somebody new. I could say Chris Stapleton, who I think is fantastic, and that would probably appeal to a bigger audience because young and old probably like him. But I mean, I would like to see Carlos Santana. That'd be mine.
That'd be cool. That'd be Pete.
Oh, well, Rob, where I was going with it, at the same time, the first time you've had a competitor put something up online. So kind of where I was going, Rob, was, and I want to say in aggregate, maybe the competitor got 10 million views out of 120, whatever it is. And because the stuff that you're asking Bongo, Mike, or Beth, or me, maybe we can get 10 million, but maybe it's not what we want to see is going to get to 120 million. For instance, like Green Day opened up the festivities. Why weren't they to halftime? Right. So
we didn't see them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So
that it would have been cool to see Green Day.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. Or I know that in previous years they had multiple bands that were on there. But I agree with you, Pete. I'm not the reason I did this little exercise. And all we need to hear from is Rhodesy. Who would you want to see next year at the Super Bowl, Rhodesy?
Megadeth.
Megadeth?
Metallica.
Megadeth?
I don't know. It's sort of like time has passed us by, so to speak, where the younger generation of
you're old, dude.
The late 20, the early 30 somethings, when I look back at when football meant the most to me, that's in my 20s and in my early 30s, where football was like, oh. So whatever that generation is listening to, I don't have any problems with.
Yeah, but this generation is listening to stuff at 30 seconds at a time, and they're swiping. And so when they're standing there in the stadium,
right.
Well, we talked about this. I mean, how many artists that are AI are in the top 100 that aren't actual bands?
We're still not getting actual answers. I want to know who Pete would want to see at next year's show. I want to know.
Okay, Green Day. Instead of opening, put them at because they're from the area.
Put them on the top.
Okay. All right. So Rhodesy, you get to pick the Super Bowl show next year.
To be honest with you, I wouldn't care. You know what? I'm so all over the place that I don't really have an opinion. I watched this.
Your band.
I don't know. I have no clue who it was this year. But to be honest, I was fully entertained. Why? Because it had a groove. I mean, I'm a drummer. I love so many different genres and things like that. I'm like a chameleon musically. Yeah. So it's really hard for me to say I would want one person or not. Yeah. If because I'm playing next Sunday in my new Tesla band, I'm going to say Tesla. I want to see Tesla at the damn Super Bowl. But you know what? To be honest with you, unfortunately, this is going to air too late. But I love music. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter to me. I don't know who that guy was, but they put on a great show and they had little people dressed up like bushes moving around, and it was like George W. said, but I can get into the group. I mean,
Dick Cheney,
merengue or cha-cha.
Not anymore. So it goes. See, Pete, it goes to my point where it was focused on the generation, the younger generations, not this band, the younger generations.
Well played, sir. Continue.
See, I dropped that with Bonnie too.
I saw that.
Anyway.
I mean, I saw I saw the videos of the Turning Point event that they put on as well after the fact. And, that was cool too. It's really sad that this is just where our country is at now. A bunch of people turning, the government has officially turned the people against each other.
They've been doing that forever. Ever since there's been advertising, it's always happened. I'm not even going to go there to trigger anybody, but kind of what I want to say is there's an event there that you could siphon off 10 million people, whatever the number is, but the net dollars on that 10 million for what they had to do for it. Now, all those country people, I don't know, and you had Kid Rock doing his country song, whatever, and they had some classical music. I don't know. If that was my choice, I thought that sucked too. But I do think there's something there with that online presence that, getting back to what we've talked about in the past, Rob, is I do think there's room for a musician network around here where if you can't go out live to go see something because it's becoming that much harder to do, to be able to say, you know, what's going on at the Or? Here's the Or channel. I'm like, you know, bam, I can say, oh, Rob Stepen's on there.
Yeah, it's
And
a
if
great
you
idea.
can't, you know what I mean, to get that stuff going, because I do think there's something there. But
Well,
Taking notes.
but to that point, Pete, it's a very good point that you make. Yeah, you know, when we played Nelly's back in November, that was an option. That there were so many people that, because it was around Thanksgiving, that so many people could not come, and we packed the place. It was like 300 people. So many people couldn't come, so their option was to stream the concert.
yeah,
And I think more and more people are going to think about that's a great point that you bring up, Pete, is that, you know, hey, if you can't come, here's the link to stream it.
So who do we know that's already set up with that technology? Like Jeff
Reggie's.
Kleinschmidt come.
Reggie's.
Reggie's
Okay.
can do it. Yeah.
They
You
do
know-
it, and
you know, they
it's
did
all
it-
automated.
You know, Rob,
Right.
I was going to tell you, you and I went and saw Dan Peters' band a couple weeks
Yes,
ago. And do you
we
know
did.
that was streamed?
It was at Hey Nani. Yes.
Hey Nani did it. Now, I can tell you that I got a message from Mitch the Lip the day after. And no, I swear to God. And Mitch said, hey, thanks for filming some of those live clips. He goes, I was going to go on and go live and watch it live, but they were asking me for a lot of information that I didn't want to give them. So he
Fair.
goes, but I could watch you a couple clips that you did, and he goes, that was really enjoyable.
Yeah, it's a fair point. So yeah, I think you're right. I think that if you don't have to take people's information. I remember when Copilot first came on the scene for AI, they were asking for personal information. A lot of people weren't comfortable with that. So
Yeah.
to your point, Mike, you know, but they're, you know, getting back full circle, Pete. There's got to be ways for these venues that can stream it if people cannot attend, or they're sick, or they're out of town, or whatever that is, you know. And Onesti's got to have that technology at both Arcada as well as Des Plaines. In fact, I'll ask him when I see him.
Because Rob, where
this
I'm
week.
going with it is sort of what the Sphere is doing. Not that they're making any
Oh, yeah.
money, Madison Square Garden's losing their ass, but they put a band in there, okay, and they do it live, and you get the residency, and then they go off and they record it, and then people come in and watch the film of it, you know, and you have you can continue to make money of it. And I think these bars, when they look at, if they can get past it's sort of like Wirtz with the Blackhawks. He always didn't have the games on because he said nobody would, come out.
Blackout. Yep.
And now where do they get the most money? From the television contract. So my point is, these bar owners, I'm just saying, put a couple bucks in. The cameras aren't that expensive.
No.
And there's something there that if you can store that stuff, because my goodness, going back 20, 30 years, like we're all youngsters, if we had footage of, hey, I remember Pino when, and, before he exploded, I knew Rob from the generations when, and then, you have all this footage that's yours that you can license out. I think you can at least break even on it, Rob. I know we're not there yet, but just seeing that online event, I think something in the Chicagoland area regional where you care about local, that, hey, I wanted to check out that show. I couldn't get out. I want to see it on TV. Then you say, well, I already see it on TV. Well, change up your damn set list then. Learn new songs.
Well, one way that if somebody wants to see our shows, I could tell you this.
Go ahead.
We have a YouTube channel, And on our website, robstepenmusic.com, there's a link tree on the bottom of it. So every show that we play is on there. So if they wanted to see our show, they can see it, but it's after the fact, Pete. It's not real time.
Yeah.
It's not live, to your point.
Rob does a really nice job because he's always got a videographer and a photographer that he hires for every gig. It's not, every gig is like a serious event. And I'm just over the moon that we got Bongo Mike. Like, I'm so excited that you both have a face for TV because February 26th, I'm tagging along, staying on the sidelines. But thank God you both have a face for TV because it's going to be so fun. But I do like that. I love that every time I've done a show with Rob, and I'm always, again, just on the charity side doing raffle tickets, but I get to go back in the green room and I get to see what's going on, and I'm walking through the crowd and feeling everyone vibing, but there's always a great videographer and a
she
great
froze
photographer
again.
at every show.
Yeah. Thank you, Beth. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, you're back.
Right.
But I will tell so at the Displays Theater, I'm friends with the sound man, and he's a great I've been friends with him forever. He said, give me an SD card because we're filming the whole thing there. And he did. And I gave him this SD card, and I got a video, but it was live. Like when we were playing, it was in the green room and it was in all these other TVs, within the bar. So there's got to be a way, Pete, to think about other business owners, in the music scene in Chicago who could do what Ron's doing. I'm sure other people can do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's all there, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I'm just saying that for the amount of money and the things that you can get, and just having somebody pay attention to some of this AI, I pay attention to it every day, and I'm lost. Okay, because there's always something new that's coming up. But if you have something on, because Rob, you're doing a hell of a job with the marketing, and maybe it's peeing on your Wheaties, but if everybody had the camera in the club. Yeah. You got the feed. Okay, great. It gets downloaded into something, chop it up into the long form, short form, and do the marketing right there. I would think that would pay for itself or at least break even, but then also help build up, the region on, hey, let's get up and go, see something. I did the awareness part of it.
Yes. From a marketing standpoint, you're 100% correct. It would create awareness for the bar. It would create awareness for the bands, or bands, plural. And so, yes, it would be great, and you know what? That could be another business for you, Pete.
Oh, Pete, you got spare time, right?
I don't need any more businesses that don't make money.
Well, how do you know this one won't?
Because I'm demonetized before the show even starts.
I think you should give it's a great idea.
All right.
You should give it some credit. We've tried to blow it up. Okay. Started here.
So Rob, how the hell do you get on TV all the time? What's your secret? Persistence?
So Beth always asks me the same question. I am blessed.
I have a nickname for him, but I don't think it's appropriate.
I am blessed
with this show.
Okay, well, what's your nickname, Beth? Before I tell the secret sauce.
You're my little media slut.
Oh, geez.
You're just so good at getting on TV. And
call him a mo, medium ho.
He's just so good at it.
Mike, I don't even know how to respond to that.
Honestly, I know. I said it's not appropriate, but honestly, he's got.
I have a whole team of people, to be honest with you, that is for the whole band. So Beth mentioned that I have a videographer. Rosie knows one of my photographers. I think he does. And
he does.
I also have an operations manager. I have somebody that is in charge of my website, somebody in charge of social media marketing, in addition to what I do and what everybody in the band does, because everybody in the band contributes. And Beth actually does a lot, but I actually have probably the most amazing person that I am friends with that helps me with television, helps me with radio, helps me with print media. And she and I strategize for every show as to, and we don't get on for every single show. She's had a record of, I don't know, 10, 11 in a row. But it can't continue that way unless we have some news media that's, as an example, if we come out with our new second vinyl album, that's newsworthy. So you have to do stuff like that. You have to do stuff like the Steve Albini, story that I've told. You have to do stuff about the charities and all the different charities that I've, been on. And that's how I got, I've been on almost every single television station. I've been, so that's ABC, that's CBS, that's WGN, that's Fox. Those are, big hitters, for us. And it's multiple times. It's not just like one and done. They want us back because they really love the story. They love the fact about, me finding these tapes and Albini. They love the fact about it's not the same charity for every single show, and how we're contributing to that charity and what we're making a difference for people that need resources. We're doing that. And then on radio, we've been on XRT, we've been on BBM, we've been on 820 WCPT, we've been on The Drive, and then different print publications. So it's a holistic marketing plan to
Give us
answer
one
your.
secret,
I know
Rob. We'll let you go. One secret. Give us one secret in marketing. Come on, just between us girls.
I think I've given you a lot of secrets right now. I'm the media slut. Remember,
I want a secret. I don't want Wikipedia. Come on.
I mean, honestly, I think one of the winning elements is how philanthropic Rob is, and how much of a difference he has actually made. He's not just talking the talk; he's walking the walk.
So give before you get. Give before you get.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it certainly helps when he's aligning himself with these very, very worthy causes and shining a light on them as well. His music his music speaks to so many generations, and then he's pairing up with helping others. That's a beautiful combo.
I couldn't have said it better, Beth. And I will tell you guys, this is not because Mike's on the show and I met Mike through this show, through Beth and through you guys. But I mean, I'm just humbled to play with a bunch of badass musicians, and Mike's been at rehearsals and Mike sees the quality of these musicians. We're at a different level. So I think the people come out and they want to see our band, and then they want to make the donations. So as an example, when we were doing things for autism through Easter Seals, Beth's bopping around. The Easter Seals people were there. They came up with postcards with QR codes to take donations right on the spot. We gave everything that so like Beth said, it's more of a philanthropic standpoint. But it's not to say that, we're given and that's why people are putting on TV. There's a story. That's the key. That's the secret sauce. You have to have a story. You cannot. There's plenty of musicians out there say, hey, I just came up with this new song or this new album or this whatever it is. Okay, you and a million other people. What is so distinct and different about what you're doing and your band is doing and what you're doing for the community? That's the story.
Rob,
does that answer your question?
It
Pete?
does. Give me the URL, the email, everything. I want to book you guys. Let's go.
Okay. Well, and thank you, Pete. I appreciate you booking us at the Broken Oar. I mean, you got this in with Bonnie, so so
Sure.
it is
We still got to
www.
talk about getting Rhodesy on the bench at some point too,
Yeah.
because
Well, Rhodes's got to be
get
up on
real
stage with
busy.
us. We got to get him on stage. Yes.
Rhodes's about to get real busy, so we got to get him on stage when we can. Like if I could have Bongo Mike, Rhodesy, Rob, that powerhouse Kate. I mean,
There you go.
Hey Beth, are you doing the thing, the benefit in March with Elise?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we gotta
March 28th.
start
Elise's
planning for that.
benefit.
Share with the class, please.
Who's got
Well,
info?
I have to answer your question.
Oh, you did.
asked
Go.
how I
How do we book
the
the
band.
generations? Where do we go,
Right.
Rob Stepen?
www.robstepenmusic, that's STEPEN music.com. If you want to reach out to me personally, I am at rob.stepen, STEPEN, at Insperity, INSPERITY.com. So that's my email address. And then you have the website, and feel free to reach out. And you know what? My cell phone, 773-818-7002. Old school.
Dangerous.
You hear that, Indiana or India in the Philippines? Beth, how does somebody get booked for this show and then you do other shows? I give you a hard time, but you're very popular and you're very good at what you do.
Yes.
Who do you represent, and how do we get in touch with you?
It is super fun. The best way to get in touch with me to be on this show, honestly, is my cell, which you can put it up across the screen. I'm going to take my chances. 708-287-3692, or email me at beth@hogpod.org. But honestly, if you throw a text in front of me, that's going to be the fastest way to get in front of my face. But yeah, the email is beth@hogpod.org. Rob, if you want to email Pete some stuff, it's pete@hogpod.org. Now we know how to find you, Pete.
Yeah, and then we're gonna remember, Pete.
Oh yeah.
This is the promo. What do people have to say at the Epiphany
Hogpod,
Center?
baby. Hogpod.
Who do they have to meet?
Hogpod.
They have to meet Beth.
Hogpod.
This
Yes.
is gonna be
Hogpod.
so fun.
Beth, we're gonna sign this thing. Mike, get your Sharpie out. This is great. Thank you.
Yeah.
All seriousness.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys. It's a wonderful repeat. Actually, it's a three-peat because I was on for 5 minutes before the Electric Five were on, and I appreciate
we gotta
that.
send something out to these fine guests that come on. That's 3 times, Rob. We gotta put our noodles on here. We gotta figure out what we can do, because you're the marketing guy.
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
Connected.
The one thing that my friend Larry Chester does, what he does is he's got this pizza networking group, and they go to different pizza places all around like the city and the suburbs. I go to like Pequod's and different things in the city. So you get 5 times that you go to Larry's pizza networking group, he gives you a pizza pin. So let's come up with a Hogpod pin that you're on 5 times. You either get the pin, you get the hat, you get the shirt, whatever you guys want to do. You want marketing, you got it.
I'm in. I'll take any
we
pizza
gotta get
except
Mom.
Epstein's. But
We got to get Mom in on this. Mike's mom is our Mike Dermont's mom is our marketing manager.
Okay. Just hook her up with me.
He's
Done.
incredible.
Anyways, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much.
We want to let Rhodesy tell us about that thing at the end of March.
Rhodesy,
Yes.
where are you at, man? Are you like on your
I don't
government
know. Maybe
phone or
Beth
something?
could tell us.
Yeah, Beth.
Beth could tell us.
Well, without pulling it up, but I'm not ready. I know that it's March 28th. I know that it's
Yes.
in Lansing. I know that I'm offering to drive some people down there if they don't want to drive. I will
Is that
be the
Lansing,
driver.
Michigan, or Lansing, Illinois?
Illinois.
So, like the
And
Epiphany
it's
Center,
it's
I've got-
Elise, right? It's Elise
It's
that's
Elise
doing the
McLaren.
charity.
And so it's just another fundraiser. This one is for a domestic abuse shelter, I believe, and it's one of those round robins where people sign up for songs, jam out. There's going to be some heavy hitters. Elise runs with a great crowd, like Lisa or Luis, and I can't even think of the names. So just mark, I just know it's March 28th down in Lansing, and I'll be selling tickets for that.
And I'm going to tell Rob, and I'm going to tell Bongo Mike this, because this show, as we get more shows in the can, meaning like this will come out in 3 weeks or whatever it is, give me 30 seconds of whatever you got coming up, and I can always pop it in, or we can put it in the comments. I'm going to go in and try to edit out all that stuff that we had. But if you want to make sure your brand is on point, send it to me. And then tell Elise if she's got something, and then Bongo Mike, Mosquitoes, all your bands, even if it's just a cell phone like this,
Hey, that's what I did.
When did you do it?
I sent you a video of upcoming shows.
How long ago?
I don't know. You told me to do it like a month ago, and I did it.
Oh, all right. Then I'm an idiot.
Okay,
Pete. And I sent it to you.
Yeah, Rob.
There's the video.
Pete, what is your cell phone number?
Ma.
All right, Beth, text me.
Whatever. It's all the Indians have it. It's fine. 847-922-4776. And I need another Best Buy subscription.
Okay. I will get you some stuff about the generations, but the two shows that Beth talked about, March 6th, March 8th, you got to come out and rock with Bongo Mike and myself. Are you going to be there, Pete?
Of course I will.
Yeah!
All right.
Hey, my internet's going out.
Everybody
have a great day.
Wait. Heather is going to be the photographer.
Oh, Heather.
Okay. She's going to be the photographer at the Epiphany Center for the Arts.
Done. Everybody, go Bad Bunny.